This is not your everyday ordinary Geo Tracker. No, sir. This Geo Tracker has a 3-cylinder Yanmar diesel tractor motor. You heard me right, a tractor motor. It gets 55 miles to the gallon, no lie. Or as the kids say, no cap. And it has a top speed of a whopping 57 miles per hour with a tailwind. Yep. Here's the deal with it. It's been sitting for about 8 years. I hate to see the little feller get run down. So here's what we're going to do. I want to see if we can get this thing roadworthy, but here's the kicker. Can we do that in 24 hours? Well, I don't know. There ain't but one way to find out, so let us get busy. It's a 1993 Geo Tracker, and there is the little Yanmar diesel that I told you it had. Yanmar right there. Yep. This was my late father's car. He put this motor in there probably 15 or so years ago. This was his vehicle. He drove it every single day. Yes, it got 55 miles to the gallon, and yes, it would only do 57 miles an hour. And part of that is, well, the gearing. It's geared really low, and it is a tractor motor, so it's governed like a tractor motor. On a tractor, you hit the throttle wide open, it goes to a certain RPM. That's as far as it's going to go. That's what this in here does. You can hold it on the floor all day, and it's only going to do 57 miles an hour to go up to that RPM, and that's it. Like I said, it's been sitting for about 8 years, and I hate to see the little feller just waste away. It's trying to turn into an oak tree, I think, with this stuff here growing on it. Yeah, it's in pretty bad shape. The top is just gone. I bought a top for it, so we're gonna put that on there. I mean, that's just, yeah, I hate to see that. It has no power brakes. We're gonna remedy that, I hope. I believe this brake is sticking. So with that brake sticking, it only does about 50 mile an hour top speed. Probably a hose that's bad. We're gonna change that hose out on that one. Needs an oil change and just a general cleanup. Let's get the little feller in the shop. Let's go to working on it. I think the first thing we'll do is, let's make this thing a little easier to stop. It does not have power brakes because, if you don't know, a diesel motor has no vacuum. The intake is wide open. There's no butterfly, no throttle, anything. Whereas the Carb has the butterflies, or fuel injection on the throttle body has butterflies to control airflow. Diesel, wide open all the time. Just like on the Carb, when you're wide open, you have no vacuum. Same thing here. You need vacuum to run power brakes. What do you do about that? Well, you create vacuum another way. Let me show you how. This little fella right here, it's a little bitty vacuum pump. I bought it a while back and just never installed it. But it right there says 12 volts DC. There's your inlet outlet stuff. And then I found this little vacuum canister because you got to have somewhere to store the vacuum, because that little pump, it can't create enough vacuum, on demand. So what you do is you get a vacuum canister. I think this came off of my S10. Anyway, that's a vacuum canister. You pulls a vacuum on it, and then it lets you operate your power brakes. About the only place I know to put it is going to be right here in this area. Let's see if we can't get it fit there and get it wired up and hosed up and everything else. How are we going to fit this feller in here? Can we do it like this? I think probably need to turn that around. Something like this here. This has got mounting holes. We'll just put drill screws through that. This one does not. We got to have a clamp of some kind. But I think that might work. What if, let me see. What if we swap these two? Oh, there went my light. There went my light. Come back, buddy. What in the world, man? What if we did it something like this? I don't know. I'll figure that out in a minute. Let me get something to clamp this. Drill screws here. And we'll go from there. Let me move it around where it's kind of flat. There's one hole right here. Let me go ahead and put this one in. Then I'll drill this other one approximately right there. That's good and secure. Let me find something for this real quick. I don't know if I got a clamp or not. Well, I can't find a clamp big enough, so we're going to use the next best thing, which is this plumber's strap hanger pipe thingamabob. Yep. Maybe it'll work. Let's see. Let me make sure it's going to fold over. Oh, yeah. I think that's going to work just fine and dandily. Oh, yeah. That ain't going nowhere, buddy. Now, I got to find a 12-volt switched power source for this little backup motor. And then I think we got to make a ground. Let me turn the key on. About like that right there. There's a plug right here and right here. Let me see if any one of them's got voltages on it. No, sir. No, sir, again. Yes, sir. All right, let me make sure it's switched 12 volt. Let me turn the key off. Do it still have voltages on it? No, sir. All right, we got us a wire. I found this wire over there in the bucket. I don't know which is positive and which is negative. You know, it's DC, so it's got to be hooked up right. And there's no plus or minus on it. So we're going to guess. If it don't pull no vacuum, then we'll have to do something different. Tell you what, run it around under this. Will it go? Can I reach? Let me cut this end off. Strip her back. Oh, wait a minute. You know what I completely forgot? We can't do it like that. I got a vacuum switch. I forgot to show y'all. Let me get it. Vacuum switch. You need this. You don't want this little fella running all the time. You want it to build up a certain vacuum and then shut off, because you're not going to be using the brakes all the time. There's no need it running all the time. So we've got to put this in line somewhere. And I don't know which way. Normally closed and common. Okay, I got you now, buddy. We'll put that there, and then normally open, the one we want. We'll let her hang out here somewhere. I'll tape that up or something. Let me put a butt connector on this end over here firstly. Get that hooked up. Chompa chompa. All right, got that end done. Hook that up on the common. Then we need to come off the normally open. Yep. So I got to find another little short piece of wire, go from here to one of these, and then there to ground. Chompa. That'll go from normally open to one side of this. We'll have to determine which side. But for now, we'll leave it right there. Now we need a ground. Let me make a ground real quick, like. Chompa. This will be the ground. I guess we could put it under that strap. Let's do that to keep from drilling another hole we don't need. All right, there we go. Before I hook up my hoses, let's turn the key on. I'll feel this here and see if, you know, which way we're going. It's got arrows on it, but I can't see them. I need my glasses, man. All right, it's showing this one arrow going that way. That arrow's coming out. So I'm assuming your right side over here to back them. Let's turn the key on and see what happens. Fire in the hole. Does it come on? Oh, yeah. Sure does. Now, yeah. Somehow I got it hooked up right. All right, let me cut it off. I'm going to wrap some tape around this vacuum switch so it don't get shorted out. It's adjustable too, right there. You take a little Allen wrench and set whatever vacuum you want. We will just play it by ear because I don't feel like hooking up a vacuum gauge. I don't know that I have a vacuum gauge. I'll secure that somewhere, probably right there at the side of that motor with a wire tie. Now let me do some plumbing. I gotta get fittings and hoses that I probably don't have. Let me get this figured out. I'll be back and we'll hook our hoses up. Well, it ain't pretty, but I think it'll work. This T, I don't know where in the world that come from, but it's made, homemade. Got copper brazed into steel. But hey, if it works, who cares? I need a short piece. I'm out of this plastic here. I need a short piece from here to the vacuum pump because that's, you know, kind of important. Cut me a piece about right there. This is supposed to be vacuum line. I hope it doesn't, you know, collapse when we start pulling the vacuum. Now I got me a little, some kind of little fitting there. I don't know where I got that from. I might need to cut this little hose off right here. We'll try it just like that for now. What do y'all think? I think it's going to work. Let's turn the key on. See if we pull a vacuum. The only way we'll know for sure, you know, this switch, when it reaches a certain vacuum, it'll cut off. Let's turn it on and see what happens. I don't know how long it'll take it, but we'll find out. Well, it ran for a couple of minutes. Never cut off. We may have to adjust the switch, but I'm curious to see if we got a vacuum on this little canister. So I'm gonna pull a line. Y'all listen, see if we hear air rush. No, sir. Well, what's going on? Well, I got to turn it back on. I got it unhooked from the, what's that called up there? The brake booster. It's definitely sucking. I feel it. That's odd. Let me see what happens when I unplug it. It's still sort of holding. It may just take it a long time to pump down everything. Yeah, hear it how it drug down? Let me adjust on this vacuum switch just a little bit. And this just be a play-by-ear thing. I don't even know how much to adjust it. Let's do 2 turns. Just see. I like to see it cut off at least. Put that back on there. Plug her back in. Well, come on, man. Well, did I turn it off too much? What's causing all that? Let's go back in 1 turn. Half, 1. See what that does. Why is it doing that unless there is a leak somewhere? Huh. That vacuum switch, it's too sensitive. Yep. Let's pull it off. Well, it quit then. Huh. I don't know how much vacuum. It's something we're going to have to work with. You know, we'll just have to see what kind of vacuum it builds. Hit the pedal. If we got enough vacuum and, you know, got good brakes, then it's okay. If not, I'll have to adjust on it more. But for now, we're done with that. It is working right, though. Awesome. Here's what we're doing next. I need to go to O'Reilly's and get that brake hose over here. And it needs an oil change. Last time I checked it was like way over full. If I can find the dipstick, I'll check it again. Where is the dipping stick? I'll find it here in a minute. Well, this is interesting. I don't see it anywhere. Is it hidden? I found it. I found it. Way down here. What we got? Yeah, see, it's just way over full. That's got me a little concerned. Are we leaking diesel or did my father just overfill it? It doesn't look bad, but I'm going to change it anyway because, like I said, this thing's been sitting for a long time. I don't even see where to put the dipstick in, so I'll do that in a moment. Let me run to O'Reilly's and Walmart, get some oil and filter, and I'll be back. If you will recall, we have a sponsor on the channel. They go by the name of Evil Energy because, well, that's their name. And they've been sponsoring us for about a year or so now. Pretty good sponsor. Yep, they've sent us several mufflers, muffler clamps, fuel pumps, you name it. They've sent it. Yep. Well, they've sent me a brand spankingly new carburetor device right there on the table. We'll look at it in just a minute. We're going to put that on this vehicle right in front of me. Let me tell you about this firstly, though. They're wanting to do a giveaway. You know, they gave several sets of mufflers away last year on the channel. They're wanting to give away one of these carbs to one of you lucky winners. All you have to do is sub to my channel, sub to their channel. I'll have a link to their channel in the description below. Comment on this video something about this giveaway on that carb. And in a week or so, they'll go through the comments. They will pick one lucky winner. They will contact you, and they will send you one of these brand spankingly new Evil Energy carburatory devices. That's all you got to do. Let's get over here and look at this carb. Let me tell you some pretty neat features that I really like about it. With Artez, yes, sir, it is aluminum, very shiny, very new looking. It's got several features. We'll go through that in a minute, but it's got a bag of stuff here. Got a pretty decent instructione manual. You know, if you're so inclined to read that, I ain't gonna read that. Y'all know guys don't read instructions. It comes with the base gasket and the air cleaner gasket, and it's a bag of goodies here. I don't know what's in it, so let's just dump it out and see. We got an air filter stud. I'm assuming this is for an electric choke. I don't see electric choke. I don't know if you had to buy it separate or not. I'll have to contact him, see. I don't care because I rarely use a choke. But anyway, we've got some jets here, 4 different sets of jets, hose clamps, studs to mount the carb. There's the throttle cable, thingamabob, got some plugs and whatnot. Pretty much everything you need to install it. Now here is what I really like about this thing. It has not one but 2 floats in it. Well, each float has its own adjustment right here. Yep, you run this screw down to lower the float level, run it up to raise it, and looky here, fellers, right here, see the little right there? That's sight glass. That's how you set the float level. That's pretty doggone neat. Yeah, that makes it so much easier. Anyways, let's get over here. I'm gonna put it on the old hoopty 4-wheelie drive. This has a quadrajet on it. You know, it does okay, but it is a quadrajet. It is old. I do believe the plugs on the bottom are leaking gas because it's hard to start when it sits for a little bit. You know, it's flooded out. So this is going to go bye-bye. We're going to put that brand new Evil Energy carb on here. All right, I got everything unhooked. Get this little fella out of here. Come out of here, little buddy. We'll see you later. All right, let's put this little feller on here approximately like this. I got to get some different bolts because mine are probably too long. Let me see. Yeah, these are too long. Let me get a little shorter bolt. I'll be back. The throttle bracket, the throttle cable bracket that would normally go with a quadrajet, guess what? I think it's going to fit this carb right here. Yeah, I think it does. Let me see if that'll tighten up. Yes, sir, that's awesome. All right, let me hook up the fuel, throttle, cable, and all that good stuff. And we'll come back, fire this thing up, see how it does. Would you look at it? Would you just look at it? So it's pretty sitting up there, ain't it? Throttle works just fine and dandly. There's the name right there on the carb. Let's fire the thing up, see what it does. I haven't touched the screw, no float adjustments, no idle speed, no idle mixture. Let's just see what it does. You gotta remember this thing's got a decent sized cam, so we're probably gonna have to do some adjusting on it, but let's just see what happens. I'm gonna turn the key on, leave it for just a minute. You know, it's got an electric fuel pump, we'll let her fill up. Then we will give her the old try. Fire in the hole. Fired right up, fellas. That ain't bad. She is cold, so let it warm up. And we'll come back, we'll do some adjusting on it, because it's probably gonna need it. You know, because it does have a decent sized cam. I'll be back in a minute. Listen to the old thing saying, potato, 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 potato. With the quadrajet carb, I would have to babysit it while it was cold because it wouldn't idle. This in here, it's still It's not warmed up. I'll show you the temperature gauge. And it's sitting here idling. It ain't, you know, perfect, but you can see right in here, maybe, yeah, right there, we're still cold, and it's idling. It needs some adjustment. You can tell by the way it sounds. But I mean, with a cam this size, you're gonna have to fool with the carburetor. Just like we did the old Ford there, because it's got a big cam. Same thing here. But it's a major improvement already because I don't have to babysit it when it's cold. Yep, pretty awesome. Let's let it warm up. We'll take around the block real quick. So far, so good. I'm pretty impressed with it. Yep. I do believe we have found a supplier of carb for the channel. Make sure I don't run over this stupid little squirrel. Get out of the road, you moron. I just remembered I don't have tags on this truck. They were due last month and I forgot to get them. So we probably should head back to the house. Yep. Used to, when I would come to a stop sign like this, it would want to die. It seems to have fixed that issue too. Also, it would run on diesel when I shut it off, you know, because the carb is, well, it just ain't adjusted right. Let's see what it does right here when I shut it off. Oh, look at there, fellas. No dieseling. Awesome. Well, like I said, I'm impressed. Yep. It's already better than the Quadrajet Carb, and all I did was turn the idle mixture screws in a little bit, you know, because a big cam, it doesn't want as much fuel at idle, or actually it needs more air. But anyway, we won't get into that. I'm pretty impressed. I think we have found our carb supplier for our hot rod motors. Yep. Don't forget the giveaway. Subscribe to this channel, subscribe to Evil Energy's channel. I will post a link to their channel in the description. Also, you must comment on this video something about the giveaway. But wait, there is even more. They are celebrating their 10-year anniversary, and they have given us a special coupon code for 15% off site-wide. They also have surprise mystery boxes. They will have $9.99 flash deals, member rewards, and they got special anniversary promotions going on right now. Be sure to use the link in the description below. I will put the code right here for our 15% discount. Appreciate it, Evil Energy. Hope your 10th anniversary goes wonderful. Let's get back to working on the old Geo Tracker. Up, up, and away. Let's get the front end jacked up, and we'll look at this brake hose over here. Last night when I got it home, this brake was warm. So let's, oh yeah, it won't even turn. Oh yeah, that is definitely the one hanging. Yep. So that probably got our speed down to about 50 instead of 57. Well, my battery's dead. Let me go charge this for a moment. When we get back, we'll take this off. Holy crap, holy. I should have got some pads because there's nothing left. Rotor's still good. Man, that is a thin little rotor. I bet that ain't 3/8 thick. What in the world? Anyway, let's take this line loose. Well, let me explain to you firstly how a hose can make brakes stick. On the inside, they start swelling after a few years. You know, they're made out of rubber until they get real tight. Well, when you step on the pedal, you got, 2,000 plus PSIs pushing fluid through that hose. It'll go through it no problem. Well, the problem is this releasing. There's very little pressure pushing that back, and it can't because it's so collapsed, acts like a check valve. So let's see if when I take this hose loose, does it ease up, or do we have another issue? Well, we may have another issue. Oh yeah, what in the world? This ain't good, fellers. It eased up then. Tell you what, let me go ahead and change the hose since I've got it. And I don't think that's gonna fix the issue. Plus we need at least pads. Not gonna do it this video, but it definitely needs to be done sometime. There we go. Now let's take this over to the air hose and blow through it, see if it's actually stopped up or not. All right, is it stopped up or not? Am I gonna get a face full of, what's it called, brake fluid? Hopefully not. It stopped up. It was just a little bit of fluid tried to come out and then nothing now. So yeah, we are definitely stopped up. This is the issue. We do need pads. I'm not gonna lie about that, but that ain't happening today. Let's get the new hose put on. All right, now I need a pedal pusher. Let me see if I can find somebody to come over here and help me, because I don't think my power bleeder will fit that master cylinder. All right, I got my handy dandy assistant here. He's gonna be my pedal pumper. Go ahead, sir. Well, my wrench is stuck, hang on. Oh, it had a rubber plug on it. That's what I was trying to turn, okay. Lots of air, do it again. More air, do it again. All right, I think that'll do it. Well, here's the deal, fellers. Now we got it bled. It won't turn. There must be something going on with that caliper. I wasn't really planning on changing all that. Let me get online and see if I can even get them, or get them in a timely manner. If they ain't real expensive, we'll go ahead and put both calipers on, pads. Might as well change the hose over there too. But yeah, I was really hoping that would fix it, but oh no, that didn't fix it at all. Let me get this Earl a draining. Then I'll go in the house real quickly and see if I can get the brake parts. If I can get them, oh my goodness, this is really tight. If I can get them early in the morning, we'll go ahead and do that. Oh yeah. If not, well, it'll just have to wait till another day. I don't know if my thing here is full or not. It don't have a sight glass on it, so when I come back from being on the computer, we'll liable to have a big puddle in the floor. I don't know. Well, I almost messed up draining this Earl. As you can see, this pan is almost full because this is almost, well, this is full. See my rags on the floor, yet spilt over and out this hole, out this hole. It was almost a mess, yep. Anyway, I got to get this down. Let's get our filter on, get her plugged, put it back in, and get some Earl in it. I did go in and order the parts for the brakes. I wasn't really planning on spending that kind of money on this little feller, but I did. They'll be here in the morning, so we'll get new calipers. Gonna put a hose over here, new pads on both sides. If that don't fix the brake problem, well, it'll just have to have sticky brakes. That's all I can tell you. Before I let it down, let's get under here and I'll show you Daddy's handiwork. I don't know if this is the stock cross member or not, but this is the stock transmission 5-speed that came in the vehicle. And he made this adapter plate. Remember how we put an adapter plate on the old Ford to put a GM transmission in it? It's the same thing. He put that, he just made that out of 1/2-inch steel instead of aluminum. Seemed to work pretty good. His exhaust, I get a kick out of that because it's actual galvanized pipe. I'll show you up top. You can see it a little bit better. But it's galvanized pipe right here. And it's flexible into the little muffler. Yep. Here's the exhaust I was telling you about. It's just galvanized pipe. That's all it is. It's elbow nipple, another elbow, another length of pipe. Where y'all think I get my backyard butchery from? I got it honest. Oh, yeah. I was going to get dollar store oil to put in it, but I thought, nah, let's get some, decent stuff. O'Reilly's probably pretty decent. Hiya! I think it holds 7 quartages. That's what it told me online anyway. We'll find out. I'll put this gallon in it and we'll check it and see where we're at. I got 6 quartages in it. What we got? That's plenty. Yep, it's right at the top mark. Let me get this put back in. And I think we'll be done for the evening. I was looking at the top, just trying to figure out how aggravating it's going to be to put it on. What is this, Velcro? Yeah. Maybe it won't be too bad. I'm going to watch a video or two tonight on YouTube. And maybe we can pick up some tricks on how to do it. I'm pretty sure I'm going to lay the new top out in the sun tomorrow. Let it, get warmed up. That way it'll be easier to stretch. I'll do that before I go to Ireland to get the brake parts. And then it'll have from then until after we get the brakes done laying out in the sun. Hopefully that'll make it just a wee bit easier to put this little feller on. Anyway, I'm going to go in the house, give me something to eat. See y'all tomorrow. Till the next day, we got brake parts. Look at there. Oh, yeah. I got the top soaking in the sun. The wind's blowing 264 miles per hour. So it's going to make it difficult to put the top on because I'd like to do it in the sun, so it stays warm. Anyway, let's get this fella in the air and get us some brakes changed out. Here's a pet peeve of mine. We've already replaced this hose over here. The connection from hose to metal line was, in here. Why would you not have the same thing over here? No, we can't do that. It's got to come through our fender well and this line here, and then the end of the hose is right here. Why? Why not just put it out there? I don't know. So like that aggravates me. Let me get that loose. Got the hose changed out. I'm trying to figure out what size this little feller here is. Get this here caliper off very quick like. Drop it in the oil. That's good. That's real good. Ooh, that's going to take a big pry bar. Wait a minute. Is this how they come off? I've never changed them on a Geo Tracker. Got some crunching and munching and stuff. What is this here? There it is. These little fellers here, $35 core charge a piece. They'll be going back. Oh, yeah. This side over here was decent. It still had quite a bit left, but they are old and something is sticking. Make sure it ain't the bearing. So, yeah. Let me get the pads on and the new calipers. Well, upon further inspection of the new caliper, you replace the whole bracket and everything. So, let me get that little feller off of there real quick, like. What size are you, little buddy? Or that one right there. Out with the old, in with the new. All right. That's one brake done. I got to put this on. I'm going to go over to the other side, do it. When I get that done, I'll be back. Both sides are now complete. Let's get this wheel on here real quick, like. Y'all watch this right here. We couldn't do that last night. Oh, yeah. Let me get some air in these tires. They're a wee bit low. Once I do that, I think we're going to back her out and give her a bath. The top of the hood is solid black from tree sap and whatnot. I think I'll spray a little purple power on it. Hopefully it'll come clean with the pressure washer. And then we'll knock this whatever mossy oak stuff off. It really is trying to turn into an oak tree. Well, there it is. Little fella cleaned up pretty doggone nice. Yes, sir, he sure did. The hand washing, it helped it maybe 16.5%. It definitely needs cut and buff, wax, shining, whatever you want to call it, because it's got a lot of stain, but looks pretty good. That top is just, yeah, it really sets it off. Glad I went ahead and got that top. Yep, that is the icing on the cake. I tell you what, team, one thing left to do. Let's get in, little feller, take him down the road, see how he does. I will go ahead and warn you, this little feller shakes like crazy. It is a tractor motor, you know, it belongs on a very rigid tractor frame. Well, it's on rubber, but let me tell you, at idle, it's pretty rough. Well, what's going on? It does that sometimes. It won't start. I think it's the clutch pedal switch, but I'm not sure. Come on, man. All you gotta do is hit the steering wheel. All right, here we go, fellers. I gotta get the old 65 C10 in the shop, get it out of the weather till I can get a hood and stuff on it. That's wide open, pedal is all the way down. It's just like a tractor. About the brakes, they ain't a whole lot better, huh? We'll have to work on them. The power part, we may not have enough vacuum, I don't know. Wide open. The pedal's on the floor, 4th gear, 44 mile an hour. That's all she'll do. Let's go to 5th. I'm holding it on the floor. We're at 54, 56, 57. That's it, fellers. 57. Still on the floor, still at 57. We got a good flat straightaway right up here. We'll see what it'll do. See if it'll hit 58 or not. $56.5. That's all you got, fellas. The brakes are some better than they were, you know, before. Power brakes with no vacuum, you know how hard that is to push. It is better, but I think we can improve on it. Well, I'm proud to admit that, yeah, I'm pretty happy to see this little feller looking good again and roadworthy again. Oh, yeah. I did tell y'all, I wanted to get this done in 24 hours. Well, it's about 25 hours later. I slept in a little bit this morning. We're going to call it 24 hours. Oh, yeah. I will tell you this, too. There was a hitch on the back of this car. It is no more. No, sir, because I like to broke my leg a little while ago when I was putting the top on. It put me on my knees. It hurt so bad, man. Anyways, you got a glimpse of the stuff Daddy used to build. I told you that's where I get my backyard butchery degree from. It's from him. Oh, yeah. He used to build all kind of crazy stuff. He was big into, high mile per gallon. And, well, if you've been with me for a while, the windmill's gone now because windstorm a couple years ago took it away. But it was on top of that pole. He was always about, getting free energy from either the sun or the wind or something like that. But anyways, I dearly miss him. I wish he was still here. I will tell you this. If I had him on the channel regularly with his personality, I'd probably have 10 million subscribers. That ain't no joke. He was something else. I'm not done with this. I got plans. Maybe a turbo in its future. I don't know. You just have to wait and see. There's also another Geo Tracker over here at the barn. We're gonna get it running maybe this year. It's something else to see too. Anyways, y'all be looking for that. Good Lord willing, the creek don't rise. See y'all on the next one.